Hello, this is The Dark Web by Daniel Teo, Bobby Fastvath, and Brandon Kahn. Without a doubt, today's society revolves around the internet. We use the internet for everything from entertainment and games to education and business transactions. Almost all of the world's institutions have been digitized or moved to the web, such as marketplaces and banks. Anything with slight value can almost be guaranteed to be regulated by the government, and the internet is no exception. Current legislation allows various government agencies to spy on us by collecting our data on our internet usage. The government is able to tie back our interests and purchases back to us very easily, which is an invasion of privacy to some. That's where the dark web comes in. The dark web is separate from the deep web, with the deep web being anything that cannot be found with a search engine. The dark web focuses on anonymous access to the internet. This anonymity is achieved by using the Tor browser. The Tor browser encrypts users' data and it was originally created by the US government themselves. There are a variety of things found on the dark web, many illicit such as drugs and illegal media. However, the dark web is not just a place for criminals to do their business. In many cases, the dark web is a safe place for people in countries with oppressive governments to speak freely. The dark web is also used to circulate banned books and for government whistleblowers to step out without fear of being harmed. Similar to Mr. Charrington's shop in 1984, places that provide a means to trade items and interact without government scrutiny are necessary and will exist with the right conditions. According to 4chan founder Christopher Poole, anonymity is authenticity, as it allows words to be judged by their content and not their speaker. Awareness of the dark web varies in our population, but in the future, as we become more technologically dependent and government surveillance increases, dark web usage may become just as common as a Google search.
Do you know what the dark web is?
I have a vague idea of what it is.
How do you feel about being monitored by the government online?
I feel sort of uneasy. I don't really feel that safe.
안녕하세요. 오늘 잘 있었어요?
네, 잘 있었어요.
오늘은 뭐 먹었어요?
나 음식을 많이 먹었고요. 계란하고 스팸을 같이 먹었어요.
그래?
네.
이 반에 제일 친한 친구 누구세요?
라인 펄.
감사합니다.
네.
Do you think the dark web is purely used for purchasing contraband, or do you think it has other uses?
So the dark web, from experience I've had just like browsing around it, there are plenty of nefarious things going on around it and on it, but some of the use cases for it are actually very helpful for some people. So if you're being oppressed by your government, if you're someone who they don't like, the dark web can help you talk to other people without getting caught, or in case some copyrighted material is not available to the public that you need to access or you want to access, it can often be found on the dark web. For example, from personal experience, I've seen the Scientology information on the dark web, which is not available on the general internet as it's copyrighted. Also, I'm not a Scientologist, that's why.
Now, I'm here with the dark web user, Mr. BigBird98. So, BigBird98, how would you access the dark web?
Well, the main way to access the dark web is using a VPN, also known as a virtual private network, which protects your IP from people. Because whenever you join a website or access a website, everyone who has access to it gets your IP address, and the IP address can be traced back to your address. And so you use a VPN to protect yourself, and it disguises your IP address. But then you would go on and download Tor browser, and Tor browser isn't like Google, not like Google Chrome or Firefox. It allows you to access everything else that Google doesn't show. Google only shows the top little percentage of what's actually on the internet, and Tor allows you to actually see all the illegal stuff that's on the deep web.
So, what exactly would you find on the deep web?
Well, on the deep web, it's not all necessarily illegal. It also includes religious groups, cults, random scientific websites, anything. It's anything you find on the normal website or on the normal internet, but also it has an illegal black market of whatever you want to buy. You can buy people, drugs, guns, services such as assassinations, car thefts, anything you can think of. You can get
So
on the
what
deep
would you use
web.
for transactions? Like obviously you can't use your credit card because that's like linked back to you.
Well, you can't use your credit card because they can obviously just see that it was your bank account and you're caught right there. So you have to use something called a cryptocurrency, which the most popular one is Bitcoin, and it's basically an untraceable currency that you can buy and trade with whoever on the deep web or on the normal web that you can just pay for services using.
Personally, in your own opinion, do you think the deep web is a good addition to modern society with all the tracking that's going on with the government and so forth?
I do not believe that deep web should be. I don't think it's good because people don't know what they're getting themselves into. There are some bad people out there, and if they're not protecting themselves correctly, then they're gonna get. Who knows what could happen? If they get their IP, they track them down, they go to their house, they could be the next person being sold on the deep web. You just don't know.
So do you think there should be government regulation on the deep web?
Well, the thing is, there probably should, but it's not possible. Using a VPN, you can get around pretty much any censorship. Like in China, they use VPNs to get around their great firewalls, what they call it, to get past to go on whatever websites they want. So people could just use another VPN, go on there. So they could probably try, but it wouldn't be successful.
Okay, thank you for your time, Mr. Big Bird 98.
Of course.